Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. Today we're tackling a fascinating 2,000-year-old cold case, and it's sitting right there in the opening pages of the New Testament. No DNA tests, no ancestry websites, just a massive, glaring historical mystery. You see, if you've ever read the Gospels of Matthew and Luke, you might have noticed something that, honestly, at first glance looks like a huge mistake. They both give us a family tree for Jesus, but they don't match. We're going to look at this through the lens of early Christian scholarship and ancient Jewish tradition. And as you'll see, what looks like a contradiction actually reveals a beautifully complex historical reality.
We're starting off with a seemingly impossible contradiction. Who was Joseph's father? When tracing the lineage of Jesus through his earthly father Joseph, Matthew is perfectly clear. He states Joseph's dad is a man named Jacob. But if you flip over to Luke, he says Joseph is the son of Haley. So to a modern reader, someone used to basic biology, someone has to be wrong here, right? I mean, you can't exactly have two biological fathers.
And the differences go way beyond just one name. Matthew actually works his way downwards. He descends from Abraham through King David, and specifically through David's son, King Solomon. That's the royal line. But Luke, he does the exact opposite. He works upwards. He starts with Jesus and ascends all the way back to Adam. And when he hits King David, he goes through a completely different son, Nathan, which is a non-royal line. So from David down to Joseph, Matthew lists 28 names, while Luke lists 41. We are looking at totally divergent family trees here.
Section 1. Rethinking the family tree. A paradigm shift.
To actually solve this, we absolutely have to put away our modern birth certificates. We need a total paradigm shift. In the ancient Near East, family trees weren't strictly biological records like we think of them today. They were highly functional legal documents. They established legal rights, things like inheritance, priesthood, or kingship. They proved covenantal continuity and tribal affiliation for land ownership. So the question we should really be asking isn't which one is biologically correct, but rather, how do both of these function as true records under ancient conventions?
We really have to define our terms here, specifically the word son. In both Hebrew and Greek, ben and huios, the word son frequently meant a descendant, a legal heir, a successor, or even a disciple. It didn't exclusively mean immediate biological offspring. It's crazy to us now, but ancient genealogies would regularly skip generations, merge lines, or record legal succession right alongside biological descent. This completely changes the parameters of our whole investigation.
Section 2. Key Witness in Law, the Harmonization. Let's bring in our key witnesses. There's a brilliant piece of early Christian scholarship preserved by the historian Eusebius, writing in the early 4th century. He saved a detailed explanation from an even earlier scholar named Julius Africanus. Now, Africanus lived around the year 200, and he claimed to have gotten this exact harmonization straight from the Desposoni. Who are they? They were the actual biological relatives of Jesus. These families kept private genealogical records after King Herod supposedly destroyed the public ones. And they gave us the exact framework to harmonize these two texts.
Okay, here is the absolutely crucial piece of the puzzle: levirate marriage. This is an ancient, legally binding Jewish law found right in the book of Deuteronomy. Here's how it worked. If a married man died without having any children, his brother, or a close kinsman, was legally obligated to marry the widow, and the first child born from that new union wouldn't legally belong to the biological father. Instead, that child legally succeeded to the name of the dead brother, keeping his family line and inheritance from being totally wiped out.
Section 3. Solving the case, the step-by-step reconstruction.
Let's see how this law builds a perfect reconstruction of Joseph's ancestry, step by step, just like Africanus laid it out. Step 1. A woman named Esther marries a man named Mathan from Solomon's royal line. They have a son named Jacob. Step 2. Sadly, Mathan dies. Step 3. Following custom, the widow Esther remarries. This time she marries Melchi from Nathan's line, and they have a son named Heli. So Jacob from the royal line and Heli from the non-royal line are uterine half-brothers, same mom, different dads.
Now we hit the critical generation. Step 1. Haley grows up, gets married, but tragically dies childless. Step 2. This triggers that strict levirate obligation we just talked about. Jacob, being Haley's half-brother, steps up. He marries Haley's widow to preserve his brother's name. Step 3. Jacob and the widow have a son, and they name him Joseph.
The incredible result of this levirate marriage is a brilliant dual reality. Joseph is biologically and naturally the son of Jacob,
and that is exactly what the Gospel of Matthew records. But legally, by the binding law of Moses, Joseph is the legal heir and son of Heli, carrying on his deceased uncle's lineage, which is exactly what the Gospel of Luke records. Do you see it? Both are completely historically accurate. They're just operating under different ancient Jewish systems, one biological, one legal.
Section 4. Complementary witnesses, not competitive. Far from being some embarrassing error early Christians tried to hide, this dual reckoning is actually a profound strength. These texts aren't competing, they're complementing each other. Matthew is writing primarily to a Jewish audience, right? So his goal is to prove Jesus is the promised Messiah King. He uses the biological royal line to establish legal rights to the throne. Luke, however, is writing to a Gentile audience. He wants to present Jesus as the savior of all humanity. So he uses the legal inheritance line, tracing it all the way back to Adam to show universal human solidarity. Matthew is royal, Luke is universal.
Now, it's totally fair to note that over the centuries, folks have raised objections. Like, some argue Luke's genealogy actually belongs to Mary, but early church scholars uniformly applied both lines to Joseph, and Luke's phrasing strictly matches legal inheritance records for males. Also, while there are some minor spelling variations in names across ancient manuscripts, textual criticism shows those don't break the Levirate structure at all. This Levirate model really remains the most historically grounded explanation we have.
What you should really take away from this explainer is a concept called hermeneutical humility. It's basically the idea that when we force our modern Western expectations onto ancient texts, we are the ones creating the false contradictions. When we do the work to actually restore the ancient cultural and legal frameworks, those apparent plot holes frequently dissolve into complementary truths that actually enrich our understanding of history.
So, knowing that the dual family tree of Jesus isn't a mistake, but rather a brilliant legal convergence of biology and Jewish law, it really shifts your whole perspective, doesn't it? It makes you wonder, what other ancient texts, historical records, or long-standing mysteries have we completely misunderstood simply because we forgot the rules of the time they were written in?